Welcome back to Howling Hoosier Outdoors. Today we're going to be going over how you can make your own heavy-duty paracord lanyard out of some stuff that you probably already have at home. And if you don't have it, some of these things are really easy to acquire, and it's all really cheap. So for this build, you're going to need about 3 feet of paracord. This is all just scrap that I had, and yeah, pick a color that you like. You're going to need some type of binder or clasp, which I have a couple of assortments here that you can play with. Typical carabiner, spring, quick link, and then there's a standard little gunmetal clasp here. You're going to need some type of cord lock, though it's not necessary. We'll show you how to do a knot later. There's a variety that you can use. You can use these little barrel ones. You can use these dual lock ones, and then you can have these little grenade looking guys that are cool. A pair of scissors and a lighter. Alright, so let's get right into this. Alright, so for this build we're going to be using this green paracord as well as this carabiner here, but you could just as easily use any other type of clasp. So to get into this, we're going to start by doing a lark's head. I've also seen it referred to as a cow hitch. On the back end of this carabiner here, you take your cord and make a bite. You feed your bite through, go over the top, and feed your 2 working ends through. At the very basic level, that is complete and all you need to do. However, if you want to add a little bit more style and fashion to it, you can create a snake knot, in which case you take your left working end, do an underhand loop, take your right working end, feed that through your underhand loop, and then feed it back around the top of that loop. And once that is all tightened and dressed down, creates a little decorative knot that once you have done a series of is going to give you a really cool rattlesnake pattern. Here's an example of it in the green. Another example that you could use is what's known as a cat's paw, in which case you would take your loop, feed it over from the back end. You would take your working end of the right side, feed it through once, feed it through twice, sorry, y'all, trying to keep all this in focus. And then with the left side, feed it through once, feed it through twice. Now grab your 2 working ends and just pull and dress that down, making it look nice and pretty. And once it's all tightened up, it's going to give you this little decorative knot. Should look like this. If you wanted to see it in the orange cord, it would look like this. Front and back. Front and back. This little side here needs to be tightened out a little bit more. There we go. Nice little decorative knot there, helps keep everything in place. Now, on to the 2 fasteners, or sorry, the 2 cord locks. You have a couple different options. If you didn't have those cord locks, you could just as easily use 2 square knots, or 2 cobra stitches. I've heard them called a couple different things. And these allow it to just slide and be adjustable in the same way that those cord locks do. Though over time, these will loosen up, so just be aware of that. So for this build, we're going to use 2 of these double stops, and they're pretty simple to use. All you do is you feed one and you feed her through. But, oh no, these are a little thick here. Let me trim those real quick for you. And what I like to do with these is I actually like to take the guts, pull them out just a little bit, and trim that. So that way when the nylon sheath goes back up, it makes it easier to feed through those little holes. Alright, so we got our two ends here. Feed one through the top. A pair of pliers would be handy, but are not necessary. Through the other. Another cool trick that you can do with these is you can take the tweezers from your Swiss Army knife and use that as a shuttle. And that feeds through pretty easily. And do the same thing with your other one. Feed that through, pull that through. Now you've got your two cord locks on. And slide those wherever you want. And for your final closure knots, I like to do a fisherman's knot, but you can easily do an overhand knot. Look like this. And that will be a really secure lock that'll keep everything in place. Keep it from sliding off of you. Your fisherman's knot, you're going to take your right side, go around, and back through. Now flip her around. Take your left side, around, and back through. And tighten that down. And if you did it right when these come together, it'll form that double knot that you see there. What this gives you the benefit of is this makes the whole necklace adjustable. And one other nifty little knot that you could use is a quick release. If for whatever reason you were afraid of getting snagged on brushes or tree limbs or something like that, you can just do a slip knot just like that. And if in the event that, oh no, you got snagged on something, you can just pull and it'll come free. If you want to get really fancy with it, you could do a loop on the end and then do some sort of toggle system. I like to keep things relatively simple. Rugged builds like this that are designed to be used. So I'm going to stick with my fisherman's knot on this one. Okay, so now you see that's adjustable until it gets to this point, at which point it's just going to lock up. Now we trim our fuzzies on the end here. And there you have it. One super utility survival paracord lanyard. Alright, all. Just wanted to show a quick overview of all the different cool combinations that you could do with this. So this one here, we have a spring link on it with your snake knot. And then this one, I foregoed the cord stops on it and went with an adjustable band on it. This one here, we went with one of the night size carabiners that actually is a double carabiner with a cat's paw, and then a couple of those barrel locks on it. And then I actually didn't tie a knot on this one, but we'll just put this one as an overhand knot because they're quick and easy. Boom. Just like that. This one here is actually made out of reflective paracord, so it's just a cat's paw, and then on top you got your just normal highly reflective orange carabiner. Easy to notice when you're moving through the woods. This one here, I used a quick link from the hardware store, the normal lark's head, make it easy to come on and off if I needed to. And then a couple of the grenade barrel locks on them. And then, of course, the one that we just made with the cat's paw, normal carabiner, and then some of the double locks on them. And then, as always, folks, lanyards are as useful as your imagination wants them to be. Here, I have converted a belt knife into a neck knife just because it's the one that I had laying next to me. I've seen people convert these into water bottle holders by putting their water bottle in between these these cord locks here and tightening it all down. I've seen people turn these into coat hangers. I've seen people use these to hang their bear bags with. It's all about how creative you're going to be with the product and with the craft that you made. That's why I wanted to show a bunch of different designs and configurations for this, so that way you guys had ideas and can just kind of think of how it applies to you or how you can make it work for your specific needs. So, as always, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, questionable life choices, or epiphanies, please feel free to leave them in the comments section. Thank you all for watching, and stay awesome, folks.